Welcome to Tensopedia. Today we will talk about Napoleon, identified by Republican politicians as a natural leader. Napoleon's ascent to the head of the government was meteoric, propelled by numerous battlefield victories in Italy and then Egypt. In 1799 he seized power of France and became the first consul, quickly establishing himself as a hugely popular leader by overseeing continued military dominance and instituting influential legal reforms. Napoleon even succeeded in bringing about peace by defeating Austria and, for a time, quelling Britain's efforts to stand against the French military. His irresistible ascent to power culminated in his coronation as the Emperor of France in 1804. Peace in Europe did not last long, however, and the rest of Napoleon's reign was defined by years of wars across Europe against various coalitions. During this time his reputation as a brilliant military leader was further enhanced, until the War of the Seventh Coalition, and the French defeat at Waterloo led to his abdication on June 22, 1815. Here are 10 facts you may not have known about the French Emperor before watching the video. Like, subscribe and press the bell icon for watching more interesting videos. So let's start. Number 1. He wrote a romance novel. Behind the ruthless, battle-hardened facade, Napoleon was a bit of a softie, as both his embarrassingly soppy love letters and a recently unearthed romantic novella prove. Penned in 1795, when Napoleon was 26, Clisson et Eugénie is a brief, just 17 pages, exercise in sentimental self-mythologizing that, according to most reviews, fails to establish him as a lost literary genius. Number 2, his first wife, Josephine Bonaparte, narrowly avoided the guillotine. Josephine, Napoleon's first wife, was previously married to Alexander de Beauharnais, with whom she had 3 children, an aristocrat who was guillotined during the Reign of Terror. Josephine was also imprisoned and scheduled for execution before being released 5 days later when the Reign of Terror's architect, Robespierre, was himself guillotined. Number 3. He would disguise himself and walk the streets. At the height of his powers, Napoleon developed the habit of dressing up as a lower-class bourgeoisie and wandering the streets of Paris. Seemingly, his aim was to find out what the man on the street really thought of him, and he reportedly quizzed random passers-by about their emperor's merits. Number 4. He was tone-deaf. Apparently, one of Napoleon's least endearing habits was his penchant for singing, or humming and mumbling, whenever he became agitated. Unfortunately, pained accounts suggest that his singing voice was distinctly unmusical. Number 5. He was afraid of cats, possibly. Oddly, a whole host of historic tyrants, Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, Genghis Khan, Mussolini, Hitler, and our man Napoleon, is reputed to have suffered from ailurophobia, the fear of cats. It turns out, however, that there is little in the way of evidence to support the common claim that Napoleon was terrified of cats, although the fact that it's become such a well-worn rumor is interesting. It is even claimed that his alleged fear stemmed from a wild cat attack when he was an infant. Number 6. He discovered the Rosetta Stone. Now held in the British Museum in London, the Rosetta Stone is a granite slab carved in 3 scripts: hieroglyphic Egyptian, Demotic Egyptian, and Ancient Greek. It played a vital part in deciphering Egyptian hieroglyphs and has long been considered a hugely important artifact. Less well known is the fact that it was discovered by Napoleon's soldiers during the Egyptian campaign in 1799. Number 7. He wore poison around his neck. It is said that Napoleon carried a vial of poison, attached to a cord he wore around his neck, that could be swiftly downed should he ever be captured. Apparently, he did eventually imbibe the poison in 1814, following his exile to Elba, but its potency was by then diminished and only succeeded in making him violently ill. Number 8. A submarine escape plot was hatched to rescue him from exile in St. Helena. Following his defeat at Waterloo, Napoleon was exiled to St. Helena, a small island in the South Atlantic, 1,200 miles from the nearest land. Escape from such isolated incarceration was reckoned to be near impossible. Even so, numerous plans were hatched to rescue the exiled emperor, including an audacious plan involving 2 early submarines and a mechanical chair. Number 9. He wasn't that short. Napoleon has become synonymous with shortness. Indeed, the term Napoleon complex, used to characterize short, overly aggressive people, is conceptually bound to his famously diminutive stature. But in fact, at the time of his death, Napoleon measured 5 feet 2 inches in French units, the equivalent of 5 feet 6.5 inches in modern measurement units, which was a distinctly average height at the time. Number 10. The cause of his death remains a mystery. Napoleon died, aged 51, on the island of St. Helena after a long, unpleasant illness. The cause of this illness has never been conclusively established, however, and his death remains a subject surrounded by conspiracy theories and speculation. The official cause of death was recorded as stomach cancer, but some claim foul play was involved. Indeed, claims that he was in fact poisoned appear to be supported by analysis of hair samples that show a far higher than normal concentration of arsenic. Although it is also contended that arsenic was present in the wallpaper of his bedroom. Thanks for watching our video, see you later in the next video.